is PezKnits episode 8, 7, I honestly don't know. Anyway, hello, I hope you're well. It has been a very busy and productive, crafty month for me. I hope you had a lovely month. This is a roundup video that I do at the end of every month to just show what I've been doing, what's been completed, what's still work in progress, my Stashquisitions, everything like that. If you're interested to see more of my videos like this, make sure to subscribe below. I would really appreciate it. Now let's get started because there's so much to get through and I'm already late putting up this video, and the reason why is because I was making another video that I've been filming for like over the last couple of weeks, so there was also footage to edit, and so now I'm only just getting to this monthly roundup, so I'm a bit behind schedule, but that's okay. So I'm gonna start with finished objects, and I've got one. And you're probably, if you've seen my videos before, you're probably sick of hearing about this damn thing. But I am happy to say that my Kai Fella sweater, which I've been knitting for my partner, is finally completed. This is the Kai Fella sweater by Knitwits and Yarns. And I've made a separate project vlog about it. And I just finished editing the part 2 of it, so that probably went up before this video, so if you want to check that out, have a look. But here is just the finished object. It's actually unblocked, and I was kind of rushed, and so like my job of sewing in all the ends is like a bit sus. I might have to go back in and redo it. Ooh, what is this? Oh my god, is this unraveling? Bruh. Anyway, that is a problem for me after this video. I don't think it's unraveling. I think it's just like, I think I just did a really bad job of weaving in all the ends because I wanted to get it done before his birthday party, which is why I was like frantically doing it. So I'm going to go back in and redo some of the the ends. But besides that, like, it is done. I have not blocked it. I will block it. But I'm really happy about it. I'm not going to go into too much detail because of the other videos I made about it. But yes, he looks gorgeous in it and I'm super happy. 100% recommend this pattern if you like the look of it, and also if you've never done an intarsia before, because that was my first time doing intarsia and I think I did pretty good. So yeah, if you want to know more about that video, check out my project vlogs. But in terms of like finished objects, that's literally all I have. That literally took me forever. But just as an aside, I will be submitting this to a needlework competition, like a show, just for fun. I kind of want to see it like displayed. It's getting slightly warmer here in Sydney. Like, it's actually really cold today, but the last couple of days has been really warm, so it's kind of good because my partner hasn't really been able to wear it that often. And so like I feel like it'll be good, like it's in good shape for the show, for the competition. And that's why I want to go in and redo all the ends because it's looking a bit whack at the moment. See what I'm talking about? I have like a little what the heck is that? Anyway, I will go back in and fix all that up. But besides that, I'm really happy. And it's kind of funny because I've been working mainly on, like, it feels like I've been working mainly on that because I was in such a rush to finish it. But I may or may not have accidentally started 2 new projects while I was working on this. I don't know how it happened. I have no excuse. I was all like, oh, I need to get it done. And then I allowed myself to get distracted by doing new whips. Anyway. Y'all know how it is. I'll go through the first one. So I have kind of dipped my toe into crochet. And at first, I was really bad, but I've been last month, I was trying to get the hang of granny squares. And I have my box over here of my yarn that I don't particularly like, but I don't want to get rid of. And I have made it's kind of hard to see because I have all my ends are flying all over the place, but I was practicing making granny squares and I've made quite a few. Like, I think there's like nearly 20 here, and I would just sit on the sofa, or like while I was working, like if there was a lull at work, I would just like crochet a quick one. That one's cute. I really like that color combination there. and just like crochet one. And you might say that I'm hooked. I really enjoyed making these. Like, am I making these for a particular project? Not really. I was just like trying to use up some of the yarn I had that I wasn't really the biggest fan of. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, but I think like I will make a blanket out of this and probably like donate it. I'm kind of using it as an opportunity to just practice my crochet. And I feel like I really got the hang of it in the end. I haven't made one for a while. Like I made these in like the kind of first couple of weeks of the month. But yeah, I guess that's a whip. But it's more like a casual like, oh, like I'll just make one kind of situation, and like maybe eventually I'll just like put it all into a, like sew them all up into a blanket, and then that'll be my crocheted blanket. But since I like felt like I got the hang of making those granny squares, I decided to start like a project for me. Like I wouldn't necessarily call that a project for me because like the colors don't speak to me, like it's just all the wool I don't really like. I'll probably end up donating it if I ever finish it. I don't even have like a clear when I'm going to finish that project. So I went to Spotlight and I got some new yarn. I had like a vision, because something that's really appealing to me about crochet is like making blankets. Like I feel like making blankets in crochet is so much easier and so much quicker than knitting. And now that I know how to crochet, I think I agree that that's the case. So I thought, oh, I'll make a blanket, like an easy, low effort, high impact blanket. So my way of doing that was to purchase, these look like a mess, and it's because I kept stepping on them. I bought like 2 yarn cakes. They look like a mess. I literally kept sitting on them and stepping on them, and so now they're just like these sad little like sushi rolls that just look like they've been out in the sun too long. Okay, so this is the Yarnspirations Caron cakes, and these are actually on sale when I purchased them. I can't remember how much they were, but essentially it's like it's just like a striped cake. I've never knitted with like one of these cakes before, so I don't know what the terminology is, but I got 2 colorways. I got this one here. I don't know if it has a colorway name. No, it doesn't. Oh, no, yes, it does. Sorry. It's called Vanilla Bean. Oh, that's cute. I didn't know that was the name, but I love that. And the reason why I got it is because it's brown, so there you go. And then I got a second one. I actually lost the label for this, so I don't know what the colorway is called, but it's the exact same brand. I just don't know what the colorway is called. And it's more like of a blue moment. A lot of this is used up. And I feel like this one's more ombre than this one. This one's more like striping. It's like got like white and then like the brown. That's not really much of an ombre. But this one was more like a subtle ombre. I've used up most of it because I have been working on, oh my god, the one thing about crochet is so annoying is that like you can't, like putting it on hold is so, like you either pull out the loop and just leave it like that, which I feel like always unravels. But I recently saw a thing about like putting a stitch marker in it. I'm like, that's what I should be doing. Anyway, I've been working on this blanket. There's so many holes, it's like kind of hard to see the colors. Maybe if I put it on myself. There. It's just like I've used a pattern on Ravelry, which was just like a free pattern. I feel like it was called Granny Square, like big size, mega granny square, something like that. And the reason why I chose it is because it's just like a giant granny square, and that's like the technique I know how to crochet, is making granny squares. So I was like, oh, this is perfect for me. And so I've been striping those 2 cakes. So I started with the blue in the middle, and then brown, and then it went to yellow, and then it went to brown, and then white, while the blue has just been like gradually getting darker and darker. I feel like the blue is really nice, actually. I like how, like I said before, the blue is more of a gradient, and then the brown is more like striping, so I feel like it makes it pop a little bit more. But yeah, this is like another potato chip project that I've been doing like on the TV, just like crocheting, blah blah blah. The only thing I want to work on is like how I'm holding the hook. I feel like I'm doing it completely wrong. I need to like watch some tutorials, because like I'm finding that like my fingers are like digging into my palm when I'm holding the hook, and also like making tension with your finger is like really hard. Like it hurts my hand. I'm sure I'm doing it wrong. So that's something I really want to work on. But I think this is looking really good. I feel like I'm halfway through both cakes. So I guess it will just be a little bit bigger than this and then it will be done. I still have quite a lot of yarn to go. But this has been really fun. I feel like it's going to look really good on my sofa because I have a brown, I've like got a brown, like look at that. Like I've got a brown sofa. I feel like it will look really nice, like right there. Maybe I'll keep it there. Oh no, I've got it connected. I've got it connected to this, so I better put it away. But yes, that's been very interesting. I've just been slowly exploring this new craft and just been doing it whenever I feel like it. I don't want to force myself to do it. Like it's just like if I feel like, oh, I'm sick of knitting, I'm just gonna pick up my easy crochet project. Like that's what I do. Okay, my next work in progress, like I'm just showing this because I did work on it, but you're probably not going to tell the difference if you watched my last monthly roundup, are my socks. So these are the pattern name is My Favorite Vanilla Sock. I've forgotten who it's by. I'll put it on the screen now. But yes, through my previous monthly roundup, if you haven't seen, I've talked about these before. I did the heel of the second sock completely wrong, and I did the heel on the first sock right. So I've got like 2 socks that don't match. But I'm like, whatever, easygoing socks, like whatever. So I'm just keeping on going. Thank God for the striping. I feel like it distracts a lot, so you can't really see it. But I'm now up to like the foot, so I'm just like knitting round and round until I get the length of the actual foot done. But yeah, slow going on this. I could finish it, like socks is so quick. Like I could finish it in one weekend if I really wanted to. It's just like, I've just been like picking this up whenever I feel like it. I'm not forcing myself to do it. Like, but yeah, they'll get done when they get done. Okay, just like as a side note, I do have many more whips than this. I'm just showing you the ones that I've worked on this month. Like I don't want to show you everything because I feel like it's like the skeletons in my closet are gonna fall out. But I'm just showing you the ones that I've been working on this month. So this is the last one, and this is really bad. This is really bad. Like, you know when you start a new project and you're like, oh, I really shouldn't be doing this, but then you do it anyway? That was me. That's this project right here. So I had purchased a sweater's quantity of yarn from the craft and quilt fair, and I put it in a place where it's just like staring me in the face. And I'm like, oh, it's so pretty, like a red sweater. I've always wanted a red sweater, blah, blah, blah. Like the voices in my head were telling me, wind it up into a ball, like wind it up into a ball so it's ready for you. And so of course I wound it up into a ball and then boom, I just cast it on a new, sweater. Like, it's my fault. But anyway, let me show you the skein. So I only wound up one skein. That was also a mistake. I should have just wound up the whole thing because now I'm going to get like stalled from having to wound up the other skeins. But this is the unwound one, and this is from Shorty Glen Designs, and the colorway is Some Like It Hot, and it's just an 8-ply DK merino and nylon, and it's a gorgeous color. Like, I love it. The name's super cute, and so how could I resist? And I have, this is like kind of hard to see where I'm up to, but I casted on the Haru V neck sweater. I'm trying to show you in a way that's easy to show. So this is the back panel, and then this is the first half of the V neck. So if I put it over my head, like there's the first V, and then I would need to knit the next one. I'll put a picture of it on screen so you can see like what the vision is. I've forgotten who it's by. Hopefully that's on screen too. I've made one of her designs before, actually, back when I was like first doing using patterns. Like she had a vest for free, like it's a free pattern on Ravelry, and this one's free too, and she's really great, and she makes YouTube videos to go with her patterns, and it's really helpful, so definitely check her out. Like, I don't even know her name, but I've like literally used her videos, and I've seen her patterns, and I've done her patterns before, so I highly recommend. It's like a minimalistic plain pattern, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, as in there's no like bells and whistles, and there's a couple of reasons why I like that and why I wanted to do that for this project. Number one, I feel like the yarn speaks for itself. Like, it's a super bright color. I don't want to do anything crazy. Like, I feel like the color, the saturation of the color, like I want it to be like be the star of the show. And also, I feel like after I did this sweater, like Intarsia, first time, like cut multiple colors, multiple balls of yarn going on, I was like, I need something simple. I need something straightforward. I need something stuck in net, you know? So that's why I picked up this project, and I feel like it is really hitting the spot of what I want. I'm really excited to get the V done because it's just like, I love knitting bodies of sweaters where you're just going around and around and around and around. I love that. I feel like maybe some people wouldn't like that because it's a bit like boring. But that's like my favorite part, and I feel like that's the part that goes by the fastest. So I can't, like, I really want to knit the next half where I can join for the sleeves, for the armholes, and now I can just knit the body. But yeah, she is gorge. I was really worried about the gauge. Like, I did a gauge swatch, aka I knitted half of the rows that they outsaw, measured it, and then doubled it to see if I hit gauge. I know that's so bad. It's such a bad habit of mine, but who's gonna stop me? I know who's gonna stop me. Me, once I make a sweater that's way too big or way too small, I have to unravel the whole thing. Anyway, that hasn't really happened to me yet. Knock on wood. But I ended up making the smallest size because the pattern is oversized to begin with. And also, when I did that gauge swatch, it was bigger than what the gauge was. So I was like, I'll just size down and hope for the best. And I feel like it's looking okay. Like, it's looking pretty, like, oversized, but not too big. Like, famous last words, like, watch me in the next month. I'm gonna be like, well, do you remember that thing? I unraveled it because it was too small or it was too huge. So we'll see how that goes. I just love the color. Like, it's like, so I love that. Stashquisitions. So I've got a lot of different footage for this. I feel like I should have put it in when I was talking about that crochet blanket, but I'll just talk about it now. So I mentioned I bought those two yarn cakes from a shop called Spotlight, which is like an Australian craft store. And I just like filmed some footage just because, I don't know, why not? So just to give you an idea of what Australian yarn stores look like. Like, mind you, it's like an industrial, like, what's an American one? Hobby Lobby? Like, Hobby Lobby? It's like, I feel like it's along the same lines as that, but it's like the Australian version. So I'll just put this footage here and enjoy. That was pretty random. Yeah, I just filmed it just in case I didn't have anything like to show in this monthly roundup. But I actually have something really exciting. So I went to a winter yarn festival, and I actually went last year as well, and luckily it was in the exact same place as it was before, which was really convenient for where I live. And yeah, it's the winter yarn festival, and it's held by the Machine Knitters Guild, and it was amazing. It's just like, it was amazing last year and it was amazing this year. Like, there were so many vendors. It's a really good venue as well. And yeah, I went with my partner and I walked around like 20,000 times, and my partner actually wore his sweater there because it was the day of his birthday party, but we went during the day, and his birthday party was like at nighttime, and so he wore it, and everyone there, I don't want to borrow home, but everyone there was fawning over him, saying, "Oh my gosh, look at that sweater, that looks so great, blah blah blah." Like old ladies were taking pictures of him. They were like, "Can I take a picture?" Blah blah blah. And I was sitting there like, like I'm pretending like that's not exactly why I made him wear that sweater to the Winter Yarn Festival. It's because I didn't want everyone to fawn over the sweater. So like, anyway, so that was really funny. And yeah, there was a lot of vendors that I recognized and I've bought from before, and I ended up purchasing some things. But first, I'll insert some of the footage that I took. Not that I took, that my partner took. He was great. Of all like the vendors and stuff. So enjoy. Let's get to the good part. What did I purchase? So I didn't want to go too crazy. And I feel like I didn't. I really didn't. But the my goal, I always go to these things without any sort of idea of what I want to buy. Like, as in, you know, there's people who are like, okay, here's my pattern, this is the amount of yarn I need, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's not me. But I do have an idea of like, oh, I want a sweater's quantity of 4 ply or like a DK, blah, blah, blah. So I went in there wanting just like a sweater's quantity of something. I feel like as a knitter, I've changed in the way I purchase yarn. And I feel like this is very natural. Like, this happens to most people. I went from like buying singular skein, like random skeins that I liked, to like buying sweaters quantity of yarn. And I never wanted to do that because I felt like it was more expensive. Because like sweater quantities of yarn is expensive, right? But I found that like if you get a sweater's quantity of yarn, then you know what you're gonna make. You know, like you're gonna make a sweater, like for sure. And besides that, if you wanted to not make a sweater, you could just like chop the amount in half and just like 2 skeins is better than just 1. If you know what I mean, like the more yarn, the more of an idea you know, like you can make. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but hopefully I am. And so I wanted a sweater's quantity of yarn, which I did. And it's kind of funny because I've purchased from this company before, and I wanted to try something new, and I didn't. I just stuck with what I know. So this is from Glenheavenknits. Glenheavenknits. Oh my god, I've been calling them Glenheavenknits this whole time. So I bought 3 skeins of this beautiful blue. Like, would you consider that a periwinkle? I feel like it's not purple enough to be a periwinkle, but it's like a sky blue. And this is 4-ply, and like the type is called Bellevue Park, and it's 100% superfine Australian Saxon Merino. And this colorway is called Siam. And this is actually in their clearance bin. Like, I love clearance bins. As soon as I saw they had a clearance bin, I was like, I'm looking there. And they had 3 of these skeins. And I was like, oh, too bad they don't have a 4th one. Like, I don't know, 4 skeins always, like, gets you across the line. And especially because it's 4-ply. But these are quite heavy skeins. It's 476 meters in 1 skein. So 3, I was like 3 could be fine. I don't want to risk it. And so I ended up getting a contrast color, which is this beautiful, like orange, like almost like a coral, like a dark coral, rusty. I feel like it's coming more coral in the camera, but when I'm looking at it, it's like more rusty. And when I saw these 2 colors together, I was like, that is gorgeous. It's almost like a basketball orange. Like of a basketball. I don't know if that's completely off, but when I'm looking at it, it looks like a basketball orange. And with this blue, it's, I think that's so beautiful. And so this is the same kind of yarn, but this one is called Foxtail. So I just got 1 of those just to be like a contrast color. And so my idea is like to do a sweater with like a yoke of some sort, like a color, like a stranded color work yoke, and maybe something on the sleeves and the bottom of the sweater. You know what I'm talking about? Like one of those, just like the one with the nice yoke. I've never made a sweater like that. I always wanted to. So I thought like this color combination, and also like how the yarn feels. It's superwash. Like, I feel like it would look really nice. Yeah. Actually, now I think about it, I'm like, oh, everything that was there was like mainly superwash. And now that I knitted this sweater using what's the opposite of superwash? Non-superwash, right? Now that I use non-superwash for this sweater, like I really like how rustic it feels, and also how the yarn felts together the more you wear it. So that's really appealing to me now. I never thought I would be attracted to non-superwash yarn, but I am. But anyway, that's besides the point. This is superwash yarn. We'll see how we go. I don't have and that red one's superwash yarn too, so I don't have a superwash sweater yet, so I guess that will be a good way for me to know what I like and what I don't like. But yeah, the colors are really pretty. Like, I can't argue with that, so whatever. So that was a big purchase, but mind you, it was on clearance. And yeah, so it was $25 a skein. And so it ended up being $100 for a sweater. In my mind, I'm like, that's really cheap. Tell me if I'm wrong. Like $100 for for yarn to do a hand knit sweater. Like, that seems cheap to me. I could be completely wrong. This is hand dyed. Keep in mind, it's not like industrial yarn. It's hand dyed. So I feel like that was a pretty good deal. And then, just for fun, I ended up buying these 2 mini skeins for my metered square blanket, which I have as another whip. That's like one of those whips that I just like have in the background, that I'll probably have in the background like for years before I get it done. But I just like how they were fluoro. Like, I don't have anything like this that's like fluoro. So I thought it was like, oh, cute. Like maybe 2 squares for each mini skein of like this fluoro, of like this mint and this orange. Like, I thought that was really cute. And this is from Obsession Yarns, I'm pretty sure. Actually, Sorry, ooh, no, not Obsession Yarns, that was someone else. This is from Hodgepodge Skeins. Yes, they had a lot of fluoro stuff. I feel like that was their aesthetic, which is interesting. And the final thing I bought, which is really interesting, is, that's why I was looking, because it has their sticker on it, that's why I was looking at it, is this knit cord. Now, I actually saw these on Instagram. I've never seen them like out, like in knitting stores or anything, but I saw them at that yarn festival and I was like, I'm gonna buy one. So essentially what it is, it's just like this plastic cord, and whenever you need to put stitches on hold, you just like string it on, like you use like just like a tapestry needle and you just thread it through, and then you can put your sweater on if you want to try it on. The lady said you could even cut it if you wanted to, like for shorter, like if you wanted to do sleeves, you could cut it. So I ended up buying two. I have one that's holding stitches on this sweater, and it works really well. And it's great because of how flexible it is. Like it isn't like stiff. It's just like, it's like just like a cord. And I was like, wow, that's great. I'm going to use it. So yeah, the first time I saw this was on Instagram, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, I wonder where I could get one of those. And then I went to the yarn festival and someone was selling them. And I was like, yeah, I'll buy them. Oh, now I'm going to be sitting here winding this up. I'm so sorry. And yes, that is, I think that's all from my adventures this month. Yeah, sorry, I'm just sitting here trying to think if there was anything else. I don't think there was. Pretty exciting month. I feel like I need to like slow down the purchases, slow down on casting on whips and things. Like I'm gonna try and work on what I have already started instead of starting new stuff. I hope you're excited for the upcoming month, even though it's like already the first week of the month has already passed. That's crazy. I hope you're doing well, and I hope to see you next time where I can show you all the finished objects that I have for next month. Yeah, stay well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.